Hi, everybody. We are live. We are live for Spring Equinox in exactly 10 minutes. We are lining up with this equality of dark and light. And so just going to wait till some of you start to jump on. And while you do that, I'll just get things set up on my end. We're going to do a meditation together where we're going to dive deep. We're going to dive into this introspective space with some beautiful, deep questions that are in alignment with exactly where we're at right now. Globally, all of these big reveals, big shifts in humanity. And now coming into this space and time right now, literally in a few minutes, where there is this alignment, this 0 point energy of dark and light. And from that space, what reveals itself? What is coming to light? What has been suppressed that is asking to speak through you? So some of these questions and some of these themes we're going to look at today together and explore through this meditation. So I'll just wait for people to start jumping on. And as you do that, I will get myself ready. While I get myself ready and attuned here, I have some notes for us to use during this time together. While we do that, I'm going to ask you to make sure you get yourself a comfortable seat. Let me know in the chat that you can hear me and see me okay. I'm going to have two windows open at the same time. I've got the chat open as well, so I can see what you're writing. And I'll just go into a little preview of what this session is, what this session means. So we're 6 minutes away from equinox time right now. Are you sensing a shift inside of yourself? Are you sensing a quiet stirring? What is stirring within you? And are you trying to understand that bigger question of why and why now? So there may be different areas of your life that are chiming in right now, areas of your life that may be speaking even louder. And sometimes within ourselves, these deeper desires, these deeper, let's say, introspective pieces of ourselves that are coming to the surface, that are getting louder, that are asking to be seen. Maybe they've been suppressed into a darker space. So all of this is coming into play right now. And as we are going to shift in 5 minutes and get into this 0 point space together, where we have this equal balance between light and dark, let's take a moment to gather a deeper awareness of where we're at right now. So if we look at the spring equinox, it's a point where light and darkness are equal. It's a very interesting place to be right now, especially with all of the events going on around the world, where light and dark are equal. You may be seeing, even in your own life or around you, more darkness starting to reveal itself. And when I say darkness, I don't necessarily mean bad. I just mean more shadow type energy, more things that were concealed that are coming forward and coming more into the light. And at the same time, more light is coming forward, more awareness, more attunement. So all of these now, imagine in the next few minutes, imagine them being in complete equal balance. And this is exactly where most people are finding themselves right now. Not fully in the old self and not yet established in the new self. So it is a type of threshold. And it is possible that you may be feeling things like confusion, restlessness, a stirring within yourself, a pressure that's been building up. And maybe this is the tension of the becoming, the tension of where you're going, the tension of what is coming true and what is coming forward for us right now. So let's decode what is happening here. Okay, so if we look at it from a hermetic perspective, nature itself is never separate from consciousness. So the equinox itself is not just something that's happening outside of us. It is something that's happening through us and as us. And as we said earlier, there is the light and the dark. The light symbolizing awareness, consciousness, truth, and the darkness symbolizing unconscious patterns, shadow, and memory. And these are now in this equilibrium state. So when equilibrium happens, something very specific also becomes possible. You start to see clearly. Let me say that again. When equilibrium happens, so we have this equal state, something very specific becomes possible. You start to see clearly. Clarity becomes very, very possible. And this is not because life is easier, but because distortion becomes reduced. And I'll repeat that. It's not because life is easier that you're seeing clearly. In fact, many of us have been going through big challenges, both external and internal. So it's not that life is easier, it's that distortion itself is reducing. So ancient traditions have actually treated equinoxes as initiation gates. And this is us now in the next 2 minutes, an initiation gate. When the inner light and the shadow are balanced, what happens? Denial weakens, projection softens, and truth surfaces. This can be your own truth, and this can be the collective truth. And speaking of the collective layer, okay, if we widen the lens, humanity itself is actually in an equinox phase. Not fully unconscious, but also not yet fully completely aware. And you see it everywhere. Systems are breaking down, but nothing stable yet is replacing them. Truth is being revealed, but also distorted. People are awakening, but others are clinging hard to illusion. And this is not chaos for chaos' sake. This is the collective shadow that is meeting collective awareness. And so let's take that in for a moment. You can close your eyes. Just like within you, when something suppressed rises, what happens? It looks messy before it becomes coherent. Okay, so the equinox energy now is amplifying an exposure of hidden truths, emotional intensity, and the urge to change direction. This is not because something is going wrong. It's actually the opposite. It's because what is being revealed is a balance that wants to be integrated. I'll repeat that. What is being revealed is a balance that wants to be integrated. Okay. For those of you that are here live, can you put in the chat that you can hear me okay, that the noise levels are good, and that you're ready? You are ready to embrace. So we are right now in this very moment at the eclipse moment. So let's take now this moment from here to take a slow, deep breath in. You can close your eyes, elevate your spine, and take a slow, deep breath in. At this very moment, this precise second, even if you're tuning in after the fact, you'll phase in to where we are now. We're at the precise moment of that balance, that equilibrium of light and dark, thanks to this spring solstice, spring equinox. Taking a slow breath in. And every exhalation, make it gentle. Release and allow your body to settle. You're not forcing stillness, you're allowing stillness, you're allowing presence, you're allowing grace. Slow, gentle breaths in through the nose and gentle release, either through the mouth or through the nose. Allow yourself to arrive where you are, arriving exactly where you are. Be here with these breaths for a few moments. Continuing to breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. And right now, as you sit in this very unique moment, a moment where light and darkness are in perfect balance, the spring equinox, what many cultures and traditions since ancient times have considered the actual birth of the new year. This isn't just something happening in the sky far away from you, it's happening within you, through you, as you. There is a part of you that is light, your awareness, your clarity, your truth. Breathe that in for a moment. The part of you that is light, that is awareness, clarity, and truth. And continue to have your eyes closed through this process. Diving deep within yourself. Now recognize the part of you that is shadow, the patterns, the memories, and even the unseen layers, the subconscious layers. For this very moment, imagine that they are meeting, not in conflict, but in complete balance. For this moment, right now in time, they are meeting in complete balance. And so you just notice, with your eyes softly closed, your breath soft and relaxed, noticing now what is present for you now. What is present for you right now? And notice what arises without trying to change it, without trying to fix it. What is present for you right now? And this exact space that you're in, you can also treat it as a 0 point energy. This exact space that you're in, where transformation begins, is not by pushing, it's by seeing. It's not by pushing, it's by seeing. And now take another slow breath in. And as you exhale, allow your awareness to drop deeper into your body, into your chest, into your belly, and even deeper into presence. And something subtle now begins to surface, a quiet truth, a feeling, a knowing. something that you may have been too busy to hear before. The truth now is easier to see. So you gently ask yourself, what is ready to come into the light with me? What is ready to come into the light with me? Let's breathe with that for a moment. What is ready to come into the light with me? Be present, be soft. What is ready to come into the light with me? And as this rises as an answer, allowing it to emerge, ask yourself now, what part of me is asking to be seen? What part of me is asking to be seen? Before I can move forward, what part of me is asking to be seen? There may be parts of you that are really calling forward right now. You may be seeing them in dreams and hearing them and seeing in visions. Parts of you that are really asking to be seen. It doesn't mean it has to be fully lived and realized right now, but what's asking to be seen? What's asking to come forward? And so you sit with whatever comes right now. Sit in that stillness, in that silence, where your breath is steady, noticing what arises, noticing what comes up. Even if it's unclear, even if it's uncomfortable, because this is the meeting point, this is the merging. There is someone that you were and someone that you are becoming, and this is the meeting point right now. So there's nothing to fix, only something to be seen. And take another breath in here, and this time be with this breath, hold it for a while, and imagine this breath is soft and it's a steady light that's beginning to expand within you. Holding this breath in is a soft, steady light that is expanding within you. It doesn't feel overwhelming. It doesn't feel intense. It's just present. And as you exhale, long, slow exhalation, allow that light to gently touch the parts of you that have been in the dark. So we inhaled and we noticed the light expanding within us. And as we exhale, we allow that light to gently touch the parts of us that have been in the dark. No force, no resistance, just contact. This is balance, this is integration. So you can do this many times now, breathing in, expanding the light within you, and hold that in-breath, lift that in-breath, expand that in-breath. And as you exhale, allow that light to touch any parts of you that are dark, unseen in the shadows. Beautiful. And from this place, something new begins to grow. Something new is allowed to grow. Something new is given space to grow. Now you stay here, breathing, feeling, allowing. Eyes are closed. With every inhalation, expanding the light within you and even lifting that breath up higher, holding the breath in slightly, allowing for that expansion of light within you. The exhalation is allowing that light to touch any part of you that was unseen, in the dark, in the shadows, as if you've just lit a match. Breathing, feeling, and allowing. And on your next breath in, you can begin to bring your awareness back, not yet opening the eyes, not yet leaving this state, staying in this state. Just bring awareness back to this present moment. If you were carried away, now you're coming back to present moment awareness. And this state, it carries with you, it stays with you. You've now felt it, you've now anchored it within your body, and it's part of you. Allowing the symbolism of spring equinox, of this moment in time of balance, equanimity, to represent that within yourself, a sense of harmony, a sense of alignment, a sense of equanimity, where dark and light can meet and they can even slightly converge, and where you meet that 0 point of stillness and awareness. Continuing to keep your eyes closed, we have another practice to do together. You can begin to circle your body towards the left, counterclockwise. If you can identify the midline shaft of the body, or in yoga, Shushumna Nadi, the central shaft, central pillar, like the spine within the body. And from that central shaft, start to circle your body towards the left, counterclockwise. You're not forcing, you're not trying. The body is simply moving because you're allowing it to move. And within this counterclockwise movement, you're going to notice, feel, allow a cleansing, a clearing, a releasing of what's no longer serving. And this is a perfect time as we will create a double vortex. A double vortex, as one of my mentors, Sky, teaches. It's a double vortex meditation to come into the 0 point of stillness. Many of us have done this automatically. I'm just teaching it and showing it in the way that he shows it. So counterclockwise, moving the body, allowing it to cleanse, clear, recalibrate. In very simple terms, you can imagine as if The body is being scrubbed. And when I say body, I allow for all of the koshas, all of the sheaths of the bodies, meaning the mental, the physical, the emotional, the spiritual, all of the sheaths, all of the bodies that we occupy. Cleansing, clearing, reshaping. Your breath is slow, natural, steady. And you can even see that central column channel, Sushumna Nadi. It's steady as you circle the body counterclockwise. Now you'll just naturally allow this to settle. You'll naturally allow this state to finish. And at some point, it'll reveal itself when the body comes back to center and then starts to shift and circle clockwise. I noticed this in my meditations decades ago, that my body would naturally make these circular movements. And only recently did I fully acknowledge what it was doing intuitively. So we are going to use both spirals in a moment, but now we're focusing on the right spiral, the clockwise spiral, where the body is filling, nurturing, enhancing, receiving what it needs. And again, the body just naturally spirals. It's not a force, it's simply an allowing. And again, when the body and the bodies are all finished, you'll know, and then at some point you'll come to center and you can notice both spirals functioning at the same time. Both spirals functioning at the same time, or a double vortex. And as this double vortex occurs, there's a shifting emerging and a calibration into 0 point. Just allow it to happen. You may notice in your practice at some point the body will naturally go counterclockwise. Again, cleansing, clearing. Again, there's always something to cleanse on a daily basis. And on its own, it'll naturally go clockwise, receiving, filling, amplifying. And then you can allow yourself to merge both of these vortices into a 0 point. And from that point, you feel oneness, centered. From this still point, 0 point, simply arriving, you have arrived. And you have sat and you have shifted in this very unique threshold moment, this quiet turning point in the rhythm of life, this point in time where the light and dark perfectly balance. They simply meet. And the part of you that is light, your awareness, your clarity, your truth, and the part of you that is shadow, your patterns, your memories, the parts not yet fully seen. Right now, they meet. And they meet in balance. So you just notice what is present for you right now. Without changing, without fixing, just notice. A space where transformation begins. Every exhalation dropping awareness deeper into the body, deeper into all of the subtle bodies. Feeling supported, feeling held, simply the feeling of being held through your seat. And take a moment to reflect on what surfaced during our time together, what arose, what became clear, what surfaced from the darkness or the shadows into the light. Taking with you some of the following. What is ready to come into the light within me? What is ready to come into the light within me? And you listen from within, not from the mind, from the entirety that is within you, from alignment. Perhaps words don't arise, perhaps it's a sensation or a feeling, a deeper knowing. Listen to all of that. Those are different languages that you can communicate with and through and by. And what part of me is asking to be seen before I can move forward? If today was the first day, what is asking to be seen before I can move forward into the beginning of this next part of my journey? And so right now, we're not asking ourselves to be reinvented and become something new. We are being asked to listen. We are being asked to follow our divine guidance that is already there. It's already been there. And now it's simply coming even more forward into the light, into even more presence, into even more acknowledgement. And so from this moment of balance, things become even more clear. And remembering, when you breathe in, you can expand the light within you, creating an expansion, perhaps within your heart space, like a lotus unfolding. And as you exhale, you can take that light and shine it towards the darker, unsurfaced parts of yourself. Imagine doing this on a daily basis, continuing to shine the light to the subtle parts of yourself that are hiding in the shadows, in the corners. It simply brings everything to the surface, like a spring cleaning. Being present, being graceful, being compassionate, and fierce at the same time. So just like the light and dark are meeting, you are allowing yourself to also be powerful and calm, fierce and graceful. And this is all part of integration. And let's take one final breath here together, breathing in, holding that breath, expanding as light. Breathe in even more, hold that breath, expand even more as light. Maybe even one more time, breathe in and hold. And now fully release as allowing, as surrendering, as grace, as acceptance, as release, as flow, as divinity. And the next wave of breath that comes in, feeling that divinity flowing through you, and feel that wave as if an ocean wave of breath. And now very slowly and very gently and very softly, you'll start to open your eyes, deepen the breath, come back to this present moment, as if you're widening your awareness, even slightly. And you're widening the lens of awareness both to yourself, but also to the outside world, to the world around you. What is happening within you and what is happening collectively. And as we're seeing around us, humanity itself is in an equinox state. And now that you have experienced this equinox alignment within you, you can take this going forward. This practice is eternal. You can come back to it again and again. And now, as we seal this practice, knowing that there's nothing unconscious anymore within us, everything has become fully aware. And acknowledge that within you, everything has become fully aware. Everything has become fully alive, awakened, aware, conscious. Everything. And staying in that state, taking that state with you, going forward with that state. And whenever you meet that part that is not yet fully conscious, not yet fully aware, and the other part that is not anymore fully unconscious, they're both meeting, they're both merging, they're converging. and then you come back to that 0 point. So at any time, you can also come back to the double vortex meditation that we did right in the middle of this practice. Beautiful. Release with a full breath. Exhale, that is releasing tension. No need to wonder what comes next. Training yourself to be fully aware at this time, at all times. Always able to come back to this practice. I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. I want to thank you for taking this time, whether you're watching live, whether you come back to this recording, whether you repeat this recording. Please put in the chat what you enjoyed, what stood out to you, what felt aligned within you, what you took away from this practice, what awarenesses arose for you. It's a very potent time in humanity right now. I know you feel it. It's a potent time in your life as creation, as divine creation. All right. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I look forward to seeing you again on a next either live broadcast or recorded. Thank you and have a beautiful day.